quick, did you see what happened to Stephen A. Smith? Have you heard?
No.
He tweeted about Kim Kardashian. You see that one? So basically, Stephen A. Smith, he has First Take. You know, he's doing his thing over at ESPN, everything he's doing over there. But he also has another podcast, the Stephen A. Smith Show. He does that with FanDuel.
Right.
And he's able to talk about things outside of the sports realm. And, you know, just he does the same thing we do. You know what I'm saying? He's a podcaster, and he knows he has to get attention to his podcast. So he tweets out sometimes vague, you know, tweets that make people like, what is Steven talking about here? You know what I'm saying? Let me click on the hyperlink and see where it's going to. And this one was just a little extra. He tweeted the words, "Is Kim Kardashian a prostitute?" Followed up by, "Is Kris Jenner a pimp?"
Oh, okay.
And it caught immediate backlash, right? Even when Patrick Beverly is telling you wilding, you know what I'm saying? Like, you might be wilding. But Patrick Beverly did respond and say, "Not cool. She has kids. Should not be the title or the topic."
Did he elaborate on why he even said that?
He did.
Okay.
But it was too late by that point.
What the fuck, Stephen?
So I'll give you the background of it. Candace Owens had a conversation where she did say that about Kim Kardashian and mom Kris Jenner, and he is talking about the Candace Owens conversation in the podcast. But his tweet was too vague. It looked like it was his own opinion.
Right.
It's from his own account. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like
I think he knew what he was doing.
That it would cause a stir.
It's gonna be that's salacious.
But then I guess when he started getting the backlash, his follow-up tweet was, "Candace Owens seems to think that to be the case at least."
Stephen A. He's smart. He knew exactly what he was. He knew what he was doing.
He knew cause a stir.
Shit. Yep.
But why do that to Kim, man? I'm not caping up for Kim, but
because Stephen A. he knows his I realize. And this is like Stephen A. Like he's a personality, and so
he's been in the media forever,
right? Yeah. So he plays a role essentially, and so he knew what this was going to cause. There's no such thing as bad publicity, even though there was backlash. It's not real. I mean, it's traffic to his show. It's traffic to whatever it is that he's pushing. So. He knows what he was doing.
I feel a lesser person with a job at Disney might face repercussions for that. But because of who Stephen A. Smith is, the amount of money that he brings in, because this is outside of his ESPN job. Mm-hmm. So, but people know him for his ESPN job. I don't know if I'm trying to think of another one. Ryan Clark might be able to get away with it. Ryan Clark's pretty big nowadays, but we'll even say like one. You know what show's been on Around the Horn. If the host of Around the Horn,
you're saying that if they did it, they'd get fired.
I think they'd face maybe a little break. You have to take a couple weeks off. You know what I'm saying? Because it's very. It could be seen as being misogynistic. I get what he's saying because he explained it, but I also can see how that could come across as being very misogynistic because she is a pretty successful woman, nowadays, and to reduce her to being a prostitute and her mom being a pimp is Ray J levels of Kim Kardashian bashing, you know what I mean? So, but I do think if there's anyone powerful enough to play that game where he knows most people are going to react before they do the research, it is Stephen A. Smith, and he may be allowed to get away with it. So, I would be tight if that was my family member, though.
Oh, for sure.
He did apologize too. His apology was weird too. He said he actually apologized to Patrick Beverly also. He wrote a clerical error, bro. You're absolutely right. That is being corrected right now as we speak. And for the record, I don't think that at Kim Kardashian that way, nor would I ever speak of her or any woman that way, which I've stated. That's for checking that issue. Yeah. It's real easy to hit send. Right? You got to do the Herm Edwards, you know what I mean? Don't hit send, man. Before we get out of this segment, Spec, couple sports just headlines. Your man Saquon Barkley. A lot of people got paid this week, you know what I mean? And Saquon Barkley hit that $11 million for the next year. Got that franchise. Got franchised by the Giants, which was interesting for about a day until your man Jalen Brown of the Boston Celtics came with a 5-year,
I thought that shit was. I thought that was fake news when I was like, what?
Super max, bro. So it made him the highest paid player, right, in the league. But he's not even the best player on his team.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's just nuts. But they just got the money to spend. They just got the
I mean, there's the TV contract money that every year
it bumps up.
And so your player salaries get affected by that.
Someone who could possibly buy a television station if he were to take the offer was your man Kylian Mbappe. You familiar with the soccer player? He's like the most famous soccer player in the world. The French dude. The black dude, you didn't hear about him this week?
The dude, that got the Billy?
They offered him a billion. Yeah. He turned it down. Because, he don't want to go play for them.
Man.
They said they offered Al Hilal, they offered him $221 million annual salary. It was worth up to $776 million, plus probably other perks as well. And he turned it down. He's the second person to turn big name that they offered a ton of money to that turned him down. Because Messi just came to Miami.
Right.
Yeah, so they throwing money out there. They not, the soccer players ain't backing down like the PGA. Soccer players don't want that Saudi money. You gotta go play out there though. It's hot. They probably not. I don't know. Someone's keeping them away. They don't.
No. I mean, it's Saudis. I mean, if you have to go over there, they just live differently.
You probably don't feel comfortable taking that much money from one group of people. They hold this over your head now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Now I owe them, man. I'm gonna go. I'll never make it back.
Ronaldo had to do a whole parade just to, come in town. So it's like, they need you for like a pair. I don't know.
We gonna pay you, but
you gotta have to do work. Yeah, we ain't getting that type of money for just hanging out. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, he's gonna get his money obviously one way or the other. But yeah, I seen that headline. I was like, damn, bro. And then the fact he turned it down, I was just like, shit. But shout out to all the players out there getting that money.
Get that paper.